Episode 32. You are listening to the new Glam Gal podcast, the podcast where style meets confidence. Conquer the frustration of trying on clothes and learn to dress and love the body you are in. There are no size or weight requirements here. I'm your host, Miss J. Join me, won't you? Hey Glam Gal, welcome back to the podcast. This month is all about love. It's February after all, and Instagram says we should talk about love. Actually, before recording this episode, all I could think about was a really, really old song. I think it's from the 40s, and it's I'm in the mood for love simply 'cause you're near me. And I can't get that out of my head. And I'm definitely one of those people who sings a smidgen of a song and it will be stuck in my head all day. So welcome. Now that I've completely digressed from the topic, this week's episode is all about self-love for realsies. Now, why do I add the for realsies? Because I think you all may think, and the marketing is so relentless these days, that self-love is a product that you purchase that will make you feel better. Be it the perfect bed sheets, the perfect meal plan, the perfect millennial pink item. You'll feel love for yourself when you purchase these items. They're super aspirational, and I kind of appreciate the marketing behind aspirational purchases because they're selling you a feeling. We all buy them. We're guilty of this. We buy gym memberships because we think it'll make us feel healthier. We don't actually go to the gym, but we buy the gym membership. I buy candles because I'm buying peace. I buy bubble bath because I'm buying luxury. Whatever the case is, right? Well, that's kind of how self-love is being marketed these days. Like it's something you go out and purchase, and then you'll automatically feel this love for yourself. If you buy the right journal with the right platitude, you've purchased some self-love. If you go out and buy the right program, you don't actually do anything the program says, but you purchase the program. Now you've activated your self-love. We convince ourselves that with this purchase, we're doing the action to create self-love. But if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know that your thoughts create your feelings. And based upon how you're feeling, you will choose to do or not do certain actions, and therefore you'll get a result. Now, in the case of self-love, love is a feeling. There's no way you can generate a feeling based upon an action. It doesn't work that way. You feel and then you act. Just like you can never purchase an item and generate self-love, whatever the marketing out there is telling you. Self-love for realsies is something entirely different than an aspirational purchase that promises you peace and a bubble bath. And I really want you to wrap your brain around this a little bit, and I want to sit here for a second with you. Self-love is more than an aspirational quote. It is more than an aspirational purchase. And a feeling of love for yourself could never be generated by you purchasing something. Okay, now that you've sat there with it, your confidence and style work for this week and your mindset work this week is to think of self-love as a set of tiny, sometimes insignificant, infinitesimal little steps that you take over time. Self-love starts with your thoughts. And sometimes, especially if you suffer from chronic depression or anxiety or had any habits of self-harm, including eating disorders, it's kind of hard to get from, I hate my body, I hate myself, I hate my life, to self-love, rainbows, and unicorns. And that's why it feels so easy to purchase something in lieu of doing the mindset work. And you may have a momentary dopamine hit. We all do when we buy something millennial pink. It gives us a little instant spark. But then you're still left with your same janky thoughts. So, This February, where the marketing love gurus are pushing hard, I don't want you to think of self-love as a romantic movie ending where the girl gets the stuff and the guy. Instead, we're just going to start with you. Perhaps there's no string quartet singing 1940s love songs to you, unless you want me to be that string quartet and glam gal. I'm here for you. I will sing you 1940s love songs all day long. But I want you to start small. Before I serenade you, I want you to consider the next finite baby teeny action that you can take in terms of mindset work to get you to maybe that place where you feel unicorns and rainbows towards yourself. Until you get to that place where you can say, I love myself. I'm freaking fabulous. And then your actions flow from there. I want you to think the next tiny little step of a thought that will get you there. All of the perceived obstacles that you may have to self-love for realsies, those are just thoughts. So let me give you an example. I love myself. That's like a thought at the end of this long set of monkey bars for a lot of you. So instead of you swinging your arms 10 feet span to the end of the monkey bars, which is a physical impossibility for most of you, I want you to think of the next rung on those monkey bars. You can start with a simple thought, teeny infinitesimal step. I have a body. I have a mind. I have a brain. I can think thoughts. I can think about my thoughts, which is actually a very powerful statement. Don't ignore that one. That's your superhuman ability that separates you from lizards. I can think about my thoughts. I can think about how I'm feeling. Teeny tiny little steps. Now, let's say you're there and you believe, yes, this is my body. Yes, I can think about my thoughts. And you really believe that. Like, you don't think about it and feel tenseness and yuckiness in your body. You don't have this automatic tension response. That goes down smooth when you think it. There's no resistance. Think about the next infinitesimal rung on that monkey bar ladder. You're stringing yourself across those monkey bars, and you're able to get from rung 1 to rung 2. This is the body I was supposed to have. I really want you to move one day to I love my body. But for some of us, it simply starts with this is the body that I have. And we have to work really hard until there's no longer any resistance to that. We don't need to make any radical changes to our bodies. We don't need to buy some new diet program. We don't need to buy some crazy fitness regimen. There's nothing we need to do but really just love who we currently are. And for some of us, that takes some practice. And yes, I think getting to a place where you can imagine the woman you want to be, the one who already loves herself, what does she think about when she sees herself? How does she feel when she sees herself? And eventually, you start practicing those thoughts. And when those thoughts go down smooth and nice in your body, and there's no resistance, there's no yucky tension, then you start to find new thoughts to think. And you can stretch those monkey bars just a little bit further out. Why am I telling you to do this teeny infinitesimal approach to self-love for realsies? Because if we think self-love is this lofty aspirational goal, and it's so far away from us, and we've had these well-worn pathways in our brain which are telling us how much we loathe our bodies, loathe ourselves, loathe our lives, if we're constantly judging our own thoughts, like we're okay with the idea that we can think about our thoughts, but then we start judging them. Like, all I do is think crappy thoughts all day. I'm so mean to myself. I'm so horrible to myself. Then the next level of awareness is to start tweaking those thoughts, not to just let them sit there, which is why sometimes unicorns and rainbows kind of escape us. They seem so far from us. The idea of self-love is this huge thing, so why not just buy a handbag to make yourself feel better immediately? Why not buy the platitudes in the journals with the quirky sayings? Because in that moment, we feel like we've done our work. Check the box, some self-love today. I soaked myself in some bubbles. Checked my self-love box today. Maybe that is part of the whole approach. Maybe after you think this thought on purpose, that I have a body, this is my body, I'm going to take care of this body, that is my body. Maybe the action that flows from that is a bubble bath. You're not forcing yourself into hot water because you think that's going to create some feeling of self-love. That's not how it works. Self-love for realsies is asking you to meet yourself where you are for realsies right now. I had a coaching session with my dear friend Rowana, and what we came up with at the end of the session that I was going to practice that week was keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, just keeping it real. Because I was scheduling myself like a mad woman and then saying things to myself like I'm a crazy person. And of course I was scheduling myself like a crazy person because I kept thinking that thought. So what we worked out was I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. And this episode sort of flowered out of that because so many of us have these lofty aspirational goals and we fail to keep it real in the moment. And then we fail ahead of time because it just seems to loom so large and it's so daunting. So this Valentine's Day, I'm asking you to practice self-love for realsies. And when you get to that place where you're buying aspirational placards with cute quotes, remember this podcast episode. The thought work. The self-love for realsies work. And I'm inviting you to do that. And I'm here to help you on that journey. You are not alone in this. Trust me on that. Your style homework for this week is to practice this with regard to your clothing. You don't have to be stylish overnight, whatever that means for you. Sometimes, if you've been in a depression funk for a long time, putting on your clothes, like putting on an actual pair of pants and a bra, that's like a triumph. And if you're in that place, I want to encourage you to look for those tiny wins, those infinitesimal, teeny little actions that may seem insignificant today, but are moving you down those monkey bars. And maybe one day you'll be serenading yourself, that you're in the mood for love, simply because you're near yourself. If you're not there today, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to start looking for those teeny, insignificant little next steps. Whether it's the thought work, in terms of your confidence homework, I have a body. This is the body I've been given. I will take care of the body that I've been given. I will appreciate the body I've been given. I will be grateful for the body I have been given. I will love the body I have been given. It is possible for me to love the body I have been given. I love my body. Those teeny tiny little thought steps, those rungs down those monkey bars. Same with your style. Start with a good pair of jeans that you love. Rock the heck out of them. Add a scarf, a little accoutrement, little brooch here, fancy necklace there, some kick-ass sneakers, whatever your pleasure. Bit by bit by bit. Until one day you look up and you're that stylish woman serenading herself, giving herself a little wink and a smile in the mirror. Happy Love Month, Glam Gal. If you need help with this, and you need someone to guide you on this journey down those monkey bars, your own coach, walking next to you, cheering you on, sign up for a free coaching session. Click on the Work With Me button at judithgaton.com. The schedule is there and you can sign up for a free 30-minute coaching call with me. You don't need to buy anything or bring anything, just you, boo. All right, let's get it. Miss J out.